Oh, there's Risk of Rain
Okay.
on Twitch.
Yep. So Risk of Rain, like like you were saying, this is one of the best action roguelites out there. In the normal course of playing it, almost all of these items have to be unlocked by accomplishing some little achievement or other, which I believe there's actually a list of in here. Yep. Which, oh yes, for some reason requires a mouse. So yeah, you know, killing 20 of these monsters puts this item in. Beating the first level fast puts this item in, etc., etc. And then those will drop from... Well, let me actually show you how it goes normally. Let's see. Regular difficulty, artifacts all off. B1 starting character. Okay. So, the first thing you'll notice with Risk of Rain is that my character here is a little small. The first thing in particular...
Oh, I honestly like one's commando gunshot noise better than two's.
Oh yeah, me too. So, this is basically the game. You run around in this pretty plain-looking 2D environment. Kill monsters.
Gosh, yeah, I forgot how plain it was.
Get experience, get money. There's also some of these little trash cans. Find these treasure chests, open them up, get random items, which in this one go with the bottom of the screen there in the little bar. I have this sticky bomb, which has a chance every time I shoot something of attaching a bomb to it. And then up in the upper right corner here, you see this clock and the difficulty. So there's kind of two difficulties in Risk of Rain. There's like the difficulty you set at the start, where it's drizzle, rainstorm, or monsoon. And then there's the active difficulty at the moment, which, based on those, that little bar on the side climbs up faster, and each time it fills a new box up, it cranks the difficulty up a notch. On normal, it goes fairly slow. On easy, it goes very slow. And on the proper difficulty, it's constantly climbing. So it's kind of race against the clock to find these teleporters here, after which you have this 90-second gauntlet, well, 120 on hard mode, and I think just 60 on easy. Along with a boss showing up somewhere. Oh, there it is. Hello.
Well, I forgot how small I mean, I guess not small compared to the player, but those somehow feel smaller than the ones in 2.
Yep, so... the bosses are somewhat random. They tend to like have certain ones that favor each level. This one here is the Wandering Vagrant, which fires off these little tracking balls that hone on your position when they first come out. So it's fairly easy if you're not doing anything else to just dodge around these. Oops. The monsters will keep coming out until timer finishes here on this teleporter, and then I have to kill everything and run through it. I have not played this on like the standard settings in forever because of another feature that's a big selling point, I think, which I will explain when I get a chance to. But yeah, for now I'm just kind of trying to clear some space to deal with this.
It looks fairly basic at first, but one of the things that makes this and the sequel kind of remarkable is how much everything scales. Like, it gets very bullet hell as you, like, ascend to godhood throughout. And it's surprising how well, like, the items work with that, and, you know, every build you end up getting has kind of a personality to it.
Yeah, so I'm doing it this way just to show off, like, the game in its default, the first time you play its state, and hopefully impart some of the survival skills you need to, like, just get through the first level, honestly, without dying. Mobility is very important, basically. But this boss is almost dead, and I can just start mopping up.
And yes, this is decidedly a roguelite. even though that term is now being applied
Oh.
to basically anything that has, like, even a single random spawn in it.
What is the button to use this in this? Okay. So yeah, killing that particular boss, it dropped its attack, which is a usable item, which gives you a 5th slot for what to do. Every character has 4 basic abilities. I've got just this little pow gun, a shotgun that like hits everything in the area, this rapid fire shot that knocks things back, and this dodge roll, which gives you some slight invincibility. As the commando here.
Oh yeah, so you'll note the timer up at the top right. The spawns get more intense and more frequent as the timer goes on.
Yep. But yeah, the real name of the game is just collecting a whole bunch of items. So typically after like cleaning things out, you take whatever money you have left, buy all the chests that are available, or hit these little shrines for a chance at an item. Nope.
Yes,
So-
this class can only fire straight ahead, but then the different classes have very different skills
Yes.
and even different movement.
But what's nice about it is there's never any choice in, like, do I grab this item or not? You always grab everything. You know, can you just finish those off for me? Sure can. And then at the end of the level, your remaining cash convert to experience, and off we go. But yeah, like, every item is always useful, unless you have, like, weird settings turned on to make something kind of worthless. Which you'll be seeing later. But, what's interesting, too, is that, like, items will always stack with copies of the same item. So, right now, for instance, would you just... Nice things happen to HP. So right now, for instance, one item I have is the Red Whip, which, when I'm out of combat, makes me move faster, as you'll see right there. Regular speed, and then... A couple seconds, zoomy. That's just one of them. If I get, like, 5 more of those, I'll be going, like, 5 times that speed. That was a fun boss to probably kill me. Out of practice. And a good comparison for later. So nothing in the first game is... Almost nothing can hit you if you're in the air. So the most important item to get is anything that, like, increases your jump height or gives you a double jump or, you know, a 1 to the X jump, I should say. Alright, we're gonna die soon. Yep, right there. So now let me show off what I really like about this game, which is, in addition to all the unlockable items... Oops, I did not mean to do that. That's for the main menu. In addition to all the items unlock, there are several other characters. Commando, Enforcer, Bandit, Huntress, Handy, Chef, Loader, Acrid, Mercenary, Sniper, Miner, Engineer in the first one. Huntress being my favorite. And there are also these artifacts, which are very hard to find. There's one in every level, but it's every level has 2 configurations. It's only in one of them, and then it's usually like through some weird little platforming challenge, or you have to hit a button, or you have to like really go out of your way, like dodging through a lake of fire to get to them. But once you found them all, these will let you do weird things to the game. This one makes everything an elite monster. This one just has one type of monster that's going to come in on a given level. Makes things... locks one of your skills every minute. Makes things explode when they die and just drop a bunch of bombs that'll probably kill you. You do 5 times the damage but have 10% of the health. That is going on. Random use items, is kind of fun sometimes. the treasure chests and money are taken out completely, and instead there's just a chance of monsters dropping items. I play with that like all the time. And I'll shut off for now. This one lets you pick items of the same rarity whenever you get an item instead of just getting an item. And then there's one that makes you faster when you're almost dead, and well, you and monsters faster when you're almost dead. And one that makes a certain boss just appear every 10 minutes for the heck of it. I'm also going to be switching over to the good difficulty. My favorite character here, who is kind of nice because she can attack while moving, and when monsters show up, they will, I will like automatically turn to face them if they're behind me. As you'll see right here. And then she has a little teleport and a fun little bouncy shot that I'll be showing off. You'll also notice if you look down my screen, I have 9 HP right now because I turned glass on. In the first game, once you have that, you should always use it. First, because just things have too much HP in general, and it plays much better when everything is just dying basically instantly, I find. Also because there's a certain item that you can get which gives you more HP, or max HP, every time you get a kill, which can frankly just completely negate the downside of that one, and so that's another build she has, is firing this big laser oh. Okay, I'm a lot of practice. Let me try it again.
Probably worth turning glass on only after you're like very comfortable with your skills and such. It's probably for the best it's not unlocked by default.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, none of the artifacts are. So I hope I can get like a couple levels in at least and start like really showing this off properly. I think I also used to just farm on the first level when I played this before actually starting the boss and not just have literally 9 HP going into the fight. Oh well. I tend to like be very speedrunning with this game in particular.
It's worth noting when Risk of Rain 1 came out, this format of game was not nearly as like market saturated as it is now.
This is very true. So my other special ability there is just hit something and also like drop a bunch of explosives on the ground afterwards. I don't want them just firing constantly. Besides the fact that I'm out of practice and I just hold that button down playing this character, that's right. Which I shouldn't forget, because that's also how I play the second one. This is also far and away my favorite character. Well, not far and away, but like up there. Okay, dead boss. And now if I don't get killed by these little wimpy things, then okay. Okay, helps to hit the right button. So yeah, this is the infusion, the one that makes me get 1 HP every time I kill something, which, starting with 9 is kind of important. You get some from leveling up, but like not a lot.
Oh, it doesn't seem like it's dividing the infusion health like it does in 2.
No. Oh no, it does not. It's broken. It's a broken combo in this one. I need to like really work out what button I'm hitting to open those two because I'm gonna get killed so fast. I used to just have like pure muscle memory for this, but it's been a while, and they made a couple of little changes between 1 and 2 with how it maps the controller. So, oops.
This is useful to see because 2 is probably more different than you're expecting if you haven't seen it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of hoping somebody's really like going into that totally blind and maybe has some experience with this because they changed a lot and it's really impressive. Just get up here and let me just get up here. There we go. And that little ding dang dong is the difficulty shooting up. So one big change, too, between 1 and 2, and I hate this level because it's so huge. I also hate that I'm getting the same set of levels because there's 2 each. Basically, there's 2 level 1s, there's 2 level 2s, there's 2 level 3s. I think there's 2 level 4s. On top of them having some minor variations. And of the options, I kind of hate this one because it's just the biggest, most sprawling level in the game, and it takes forever to find the teleporter.
There's a relatively small number of levels in this, but the thing is that you can choose to loop instead of fighting the final boss, and depending on your build and how confident you are in like your level and stuff like that, it may be a better idea because the final boss is quite hard.
Mm-hmm. And I am out of practice enough that I don't actually remember my favorite build for the final boss in this. Oh well. Not necessarily playing Win right now, just kind of giving a feel for the first game before showing off the second game, which the contrast is very interesting, especially if you like are getting a sense of how these various monsters act, which you might not with how fast I'm killing them, but the little, mostly purple guys are Lemurians. They're just these little humanoids that run up and try to bite you. There are jellyfish we saw earlier, which are just like crash into you, do contact damage. There are wisps, the little fire things that pop up and shoot at you. These mushrooms, if you get close enough to them, will spit out a cloud of poison. And basically all of these monsters carried over to 2, and they did a really good job of like spiritually translating how it feels to deal with them. Is the best way I can put it.
So lore-wise, you're like survivors of like a merchant vessel that like crash lands here, as far as I'm aware, and then it's just the ambient wildlife.
Yep.
Trying to kill you, and that's why there are loot boxes everywhere, because that is the cargo you are carrying, and the company that owns them does indeed charge even you for opening them. Why the wildlife has money, they don't explain.
See, like one of the artifacts is over there, but I don't have enough jump ability to get over to it. Plus, I have them unlocked anyway now, so who cares? But this is a nasty little Vermender. The Greater Wisp is just a big fireball thing that, if not constantly stun locked, will just like shoot you at a very long range for a very large amount of damage. And where the hell is this teleporter? I feel like I've done a whole loop.
One thing perhaps slightly disappointing about this first game is that these levels look very randomly generated, but are in fact not.
Yeah, it's like their artistic skill with level building shot up so much in the second game. It's not even funny.
Perhaps there was a giant amount of money that spilled all over the planet. They're all just like, oh, a shiny penny. Perhaps they're all like corporate, like decorate their neck with aesthetically pleasing trinkets.
I forgot how generous the fall damage is in this too. Like you have to go basically a whole screen before it's an issue. And I mentioned it. I started mentioning it briefly, but I also love just like the scale of this game. Like, it's probably actually annoying to watch me stream it if you're not full screening it, because like my character is, I think 8 pixels tall at like 1020 resolution. Just for
leveling up is increasing hit points and I think base damage.
Yep.
Levels in these games are actually quite minor compared to the effects of your equipment.
This is very true. Okay, where is the teleporter? I swear I've checked everywhere now.
There is an item that drops a permanent AoE buff every time you level up, however.
Yep, those are very nice. I want him to just start over here and hope I don't get this level again, because I hate looking through it. But on the other hand, you are seeing the difficulty meter there shooting up, and you will pretty soon see what that actually does in terms of just the... Oh, there it is. Sheer frequency of things popping in.
At least when you're on sacrifice, you don't like scour the level and
Oh yeah.
always having just as much of a chance of getting more items.
Not a great place to fight a worm. Which again, I'm glad I'm seeing those because that's, I think, the most improved monster in the sequel. At least from a visual standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
There's shooting up again, and there's a whole bunch of wisps coming in. So yeah, so that's Risk of Rain.
Should I be booting too already?
Yeah. Oh, I do want to show up. Like, yeah. Here's the other level 1, real quick.
I will boot up too.
Yeah. To give you some idea what it looks like. But yeah, so the idea is you go through getting your items and, fighting your monsters and whatnot, and after, I think it's in level 5, you have a choice. Do you want to go fight the final boss now, or do you just want to, like, loop back to the beginning of the game and get more stuff? And it's an interesting trade-off, because on the one hand, you have more stuff, and, like, the items in this are really powerful and stacked really nicely, and it's very easy to just, like, break the entire game wide open. On the other hand, the difficulty is still going up constantly the longer you spend playing. So it's a question of, like, am I powering up more than they are? And if I had a good run going, you would see I get to a point where there's, like, 3 layers of item icons on the bottom of the screen. The stacks of them are all, like, 20 or 30 of a thing. I'm, like, moving so fast I can clear a whole level in like 5 seconds, and jumping 6 times in a row, and attacking so fast it's basically just a constant thing.
I like this soundtrack a lot for what a very like shareware platformer kind of vibe the bells give it.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, that's the first game. I love the first game. It is a very good game. I've put a lot of hours into it. I think 70-something, I said earlier. But I really love